This video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me. Today is the 10-year anniversary of To Pimp a Butterfly coming out, bruh. This is easily, I think it could be argued as the greatest hip-hop album of all time. It's definitely in the conversation. Music heads and all over the world, this is easily probably the most critically acclaimed hip-hop album to ever come out. You know what I'm saying? Or one of them, to say the least. But what if I told you I didn't like it when it first came out? And I want to, just for the basic history and just reminiscing, I really just want to give y'all like a timeline of how it was for me digesting this album. You feel me? From track to track, etc., where I was like, and maybe you can relate and reflect back and forth with me. You see what I'm saying? As I'm giving my story and my testimony, you can relate to it yourself. But bro, you got to remember, this came out in 2015, okay? Kendrick Lamar is coming off Good Kid, Mad City. You feel me? And I think the conversation was like, what is he supposed to do? I remember talking to homies in school and all this different stuff and being like, bro, what is Kendrick supposed to do now? Like, Good Kid, Mad City is crazy. Like, how was he supposed to top that? Or where does he go from here? And I assumed, a lot of us, the homie, we assumed that he was going to stay on the super, you know, that sound type thing, you know what I mean? Where it is West Coast, super West Coast. And, I mean, he did that with this, but in a different way. And I just couldn't imagine what he would be able to do next. And I'm not going to lie. After every Kendrick album, I've found myself asking that same thing. After every Kendrick album. You want to know, I was convinced that Kendrick was going to retire after this album. I remember telling my homies, bro, Kendrick ain't dropping no more. I think he done. He really don't got to drop no more. Like, it's, Good Kid, you got Good Kid and Pimp Butterfly? And then after Damn, I felt the same way. I thought he was going to retire, but, bro, I just want to break down to y'all how this happened for me, okay? I remember exactly where I was when I first heard To Pimp a Butterfly. I was at the homie's crib, okay? And I was on one of them little recliners. It's super late at night. I'm on one of them little recliners. And you got to remember, this is 2015, so I was like 16, I think. 16 or 17. I'm in my teenage. I'm in my formative years. You know what I mean? Still developing my principles, personality, all the different stuff, right? And I just remember being laid down on the recliner, you know what I'm saying? Super late at night. And what people probably don't remember is The Pimp a Butterfly came out early. I don't know if people remember that. It came out like a couple days early, if I'm not mistaken. And so I think either somebody had leaked it on SoundCloud or somebody had dropped it on SoundCloud. But it was on SoundCloud, right? And I remember playing Wesley's Theory, right? And being like, you know what I'm saying? What the hell am I listening to right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember being that way. And I can't believe that I was like that. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's one of my favorite albums of all time, and I think it's his best album. And then I remember just hearing like the different sounds and the way he was flowing on the track and being like, oh, hell nah. Hell nah. This what you doing, Kendrick? Because I wanted the hardcore shit. I wanted him to go even more hardcore West Coast. Get Cube on Cube on some shit. You know what I'm saying? He did end up having Snoop Dogg, but I'm like, get Cube on there, get Too Short, go super West Coast with it. And I remember hearing this being like, oh hell nah. Kendrick done flipped up. Kendrick done went the super duper musical route. And I'm like, yo, no. You know what I'm saying? I remember being that way, bruh. To the point where I didn't even keep listening to the album. I went back to sleep. I turned it off and went back to sleep, bro. I remember waking up the next morning, texting the homies like, yo, Kendrick, I'm not finna listen to this, bruh. And then I started thinking, I'm like, I gotta give it a chance. You see what I'm saying? And I was a huge Kendrick Lamar fan at the time, but it was like my brain wasn't ready to expand for as far as the hip hop sound. You see what I'm saying? My brain wasn't ready to expand yet. You gotta remember, I was a teenager, you feel me? Even though I liked Outkast and stuff like that, I didn't really like Outkast a whole lot. You see what I'm saying? So even with their music breaking barriers and stuff like that, there was a lot of stuff from the Outkast and on them Stankonias and stuff like that I didn't really rock with. And I didn't really grow to appreciate until I got older. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it was for me, but then I gave it a chance. I really sat down and listened to Wesley's Theory and it was like, he dropping some game in here. If I'm really paying attention, I'm like, as much as I know I got to pay attention to Kendrick Lamar, I decide just because of the way it sounds to stop paying attention. No, you got to keep paying attention. And I really started to realize, like, damn, hold on. He talking some Now, obviously, I didn't get it for what it was when I was a teenager. I took in as much as I could, you feel me? And for me, it just sounded like, you know what I'm saying? He was talking about his run in the industry and how it was. You see what I'm saying? Transitioning, you feel me? For Free came on. I was cool with this because it reminded me of the interlude on, was it Section 80 or was it Control System? Where they did the spoken word. I think it was Section 80 or it was Control System. Yeah, I think it was Control System or no, it was Section 80. It was Section 80. Yep. And so I was really rocking with this, and I started to realize, like, oh, he talking that he getting real, like I think he really understood, and I didn't understand at the time, but I think he really getting to the pocket of talking about the issues of when you break through that first barrier of survival and you start getting money, big money. You feel me? And realizing that, oh no, the problems don't stop, the issues don't stop. You feel what I'm saying? Like they still making not a mockery, but they still using you to, you know, sell whatever they want to sell and then hold you on the back end. You feel me? King Kunta, you know what I'm saying? That was like the first one I was like, all right, come on. You feel me? Because it really had that, okay, we back to the rapping. You feel me? And this was the one where I was like, you got to remember, this is before Meek Mill had came out with the Ghostwriter thing. You see what I'm saying? So when he mentioned the Ghostwriters, I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know what he was talking about. But I was like, oh, motherfuckers getting ghostwritten for in the industry. Who haven't? And it never crossed my mind that it would have been Drake. Because you got to remember, if you've been around on my channel for a minute, you know I'm an ex-Drake fan. Like, I'm one of them Drake fans. I'm one of them, like, top 2% of Drake fans. I done heard that I Can Rap You So Far Gone, Thank Me Later, all that, and the deep cuts, like Days in the East, and I'm one of those, you feel me? And I didn't really start not rocking with Drake until the ghostwriting thing. Even when he was sensitive about Control, I wasn't tripping that much. I was just like, that's Drake. He's sensitive, like, whatever. But I never really put it into the concept of, like, I never thought that he would grow to disrespect the genre the way he ended up disrespecting the genre. You see what I'm saying? But, yeah, this one was different. This one I was like, okay, nah, I'm about to play this whole album. This is where I was drawn in. And then even with Institutionalized, like, I think by the time I got to Institutionalized, when I realized there's another classic on our hands. There's another classic on our hands. All it took me was to get to Institutionalized to realize what was going on. The way the beat came in and it had the dark. I love when they get into the singing. It's the dark pitches. You know what I'm saying? The low pitches on the singing, like the real soulful singing, the grandmama voice. It has started to feel extra black. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of nuance and stuff in there that you won't be able to understand unless you lived in those realities. And Institutionalized was amazing. In hindsight, Snoop Dogg shouldn't have been on the song. However, he contributed in great fashion. These Walls. I didn't even know what These Walls was about until this year, maybe? Last year? I was late on These Walls. I'm going to keep it real, bruh. As I grew up, my interpretation of These Walls continuously changed. But These Walls is one of Kendrick Lamar's best songs of all time, bro. You had me in a chokehold at the time because, you know, a few years before To Pimp a Butterfly came out, lost my uncle. I'm homeless, you know what I'm saying? Like, so You was like one of them tracks where I can really relate to looking at yourself and really seeing the flaws and the shortcomings and all this different stuff. And bro, this one really hit me. Cause this one was really when I feel like I've been an introspective person, but You was really the one that really challenged me to truly be introspective within myself. The good and the bad. You see what I'm saying? And not in a pity party way, but in a true acknowledgement way. All Right, obviously, classic. You know what I'm saying? All Right's a classic. For Sale, incredible. I got a theory on this song too that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about it on this video. But boy, do I got a theory. Boy, do I have a theory on this song. I don't know if the theory's already out there, but listen, I got an extremely surgical theory about this song right here. It'll be one of my most surgical videos ever. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Within the next few days, I'm going to do it and I'm going to drop it. I'm telling y'all, with that one, there's sometimes I get on here and I throw like, you know what I'm saying, some perspectives, some lazy perspectives here and there. But when I feel like really getting surgical, I'm going to get surgical. And this one is one of them ones. For Sale, listen, I'm not going to spoil it, but trust me, I got you. Now, Mama, first of all, produced by Knowledge. Let's talk about it. I heard this beat. You got to think about it. I heard the Mama instrumental before Kendrick Lamar used it. Because I was one of the people, I was getting on YouTube rapping the MF Doom beats, rapping to all types of stuff. Knowledge was one of the beats I was rapping to, and I had heard this beat before Kendrick Lamar used it on YouTube. It was on YouTube. It was sitting on YouTube with this beat that Kendrick Lamar used. So when I heard it playing, I'm like, bro, Kendrick Lamar, one of them real underground, love the art, hip hop type dudes, bruh. He really is. He really took a beat that was on YouTube and rapped over it. You see what I'm saying? And this song was beautiful, just talking about his experiences in Africa, and it really gave me a perspective of even when you go to these other places, you see what I'm saying? It's magical to see the similarities and the differences in humanity in general. It might be different culturally, but humanity in general is crazy. And him having this euphoria of being Africa and all this different stuff, right? And then reality hits, you feel me? And you get to Black of the Berry later on. I think it was Black of the Berry, was it? No, it was Hood Politics. You get to Hood Politics, and where was it at? Let me see. Was it Hood Politics? I don't think it was Hood Politics, actually. But there is a song where he talks about the reality of going to Africa, right? And realizing that the wars that's going, it's complexion. It's complexion. That the wars and stuff that's going on in Africa ain't no different. Or was it Blacker Than Berry? I think it was Blacker Than Berry. No, I think it was Blacker Than Berry that I'm talking about. Regardless, where he realizes that, bruh, the same wars that's going on in California, they going on in Africa. They going on in Africa. You be in America thinking this whole like, bro, and then you realize it's a humanity thing. Cultural change, of course, all across the board, but it's a humanity thing. I'm not even finished. This isn't supposed to be a dissecting To Pimp a Butterfly video, so I'm not going to turn it into that. But I'm just giving you my perspective on how much a dollar costs. I have one of the most incredible stories to tell y'all about how much a dollar costs in my teenage years that I experienced while I was listening to this song. I'll tell y'all one of these days. I'll do a video on that too. But yeah, ultimately, bruh, all I'm saying is this. I'm not going to keep stringing this video along. All I'm saying is this. It took me a little bit to really appreciate To Pimp a Butterfly. And I almost gave it no respect initially. And that should tell you everything about giving art a chance to breathe and going into it with an open perspective and listening to it genuinely. Because I would have not listened to this album had I had not had that perspective in mind. And what a great travesty, robbery that would have been, bro. Because this album is phenomenal. And it's like, the older I get, the better it gets. The older I get, the better it gets, bro. And, man, I love this album. I love this album. It's incredible. 10-year anniversary. Shout out to Kendrick fans out there. Hey, type your testimonial how this album was for you. I would read it. I really would. I would really read it in the comments because I'm genuinely curious. I'm genuinely curious to know how you grew with this album. You see what I'm saying? And I know some of y'all was probably older when you listen to the album. Some of y'all was probably younger. So it's a lot of different things that go with it. I felt like if I was 25 when I first heard this album, I would have had a whole different perspective. But I was a 16-year-old kid. You feel me? So it didn't all hit me directly, but a lot of things did hit me for where I was at in my life. And it's still hitting me where I'm at in my life currently. So you feel me? But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk to y'all about. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to the album, you know what I'm saying, in general. And also, I just want to talk to y'all. If you love storytelling, like Brenda's Got a Baby by Tupac, or Kendrick Lamar's Tammy song, or Sing About Me, you're going to love this live performance I put up called The Vocal Cords of a Broken Woman. And I'm saying you're going to love it because the audience loves it. You see what I'm saying? And if you take the time to go check it out, I think you would enjoy it. It's only 3 minutes of your time. If you don't rock with it, that's cool. If you do, that's cool too. Thank you to everybody that's been playing it on all platforms. The streams is going up. Search me up on all platforms. I'll be bungers to check out my music. Real hip hop as well. And expect plenty of music coming this year too. You feel me? Whether it's 1,000 streamers or 1,000,000 streamers, I just want to impact. You feel me? And tell my story. You feel me? So, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And y'all have a good day, all right? Like, comment, subscribe. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say. We hit 50,000 subscribers. We here, baby. Love y'all.